today we are playing with Davinci Resolve 19 to compare my favorite plugin, Film Convert Nitrate, to the new effect that Blackmagic has put into Davinci Resolve called the Film LUT Creator. Alright, cool. So now I have both of these exactly the same clips, just gonna do a different type of color. Now, the first thing we're gonna do is this already says it's Film Nitrate right here. So we're gonna find our plugin, which is Film Nitrate. We're gonna throw our Film Nitrate plugin on here, and automatically gives you settings. Right now you have color wheels, curve, gamma, stuff like that, right? Film response, that's pretty cool. Alright, so I'm going to move this. Oh, I can't take it out of the window. That's interesting. Didn't know I couldn't do that. So, anyways, we're gonna start here. We're gonna choose a camera profile. That's pretty cool. My profile is Canon. My camera is the C70 because it's on the C70, and I want to go. I use the C Gamut Log 2 neutral because I used C Log 2, and I'm going to hit apply. Excuse me. Woo, sorry. Next, we're going to look up here at the top. We want the profile to be natural. I could have also picked a different one, which would have been Rex 109, but here I can select exposure, bring the exposure up a little bit if I want to. I'm obviously choosing and basically color grading from here. I don't have to add anything extra that I don't want to add. Right now the film stock is on this KD5207VS whatever. I don't even know what that means. I don't know any of these film stocks. I know FJ is Fuji, KD is Kodak, IL I've never heard of it, but you can always look and choose which one you feel is the best one. These all have different feelings and stuff like that, the way that it works. I think this KDPR or this KDP400 PTRA is probably the best looking one. We're gonna leave it, even though it's Super 35. Well, we'll put it on Super 35 as the film size. The Cineon to print film, it's at 100%. That's cool. Grain strength, I can change how strong I want it to be, and how present I want it to be. You can see how that's really strong. But I'm gonna put this back to default because it looks better that way. It's got more of a natural feel. We can do grain saturation, which does, like, I guess the amount of grain. The grain size, if I want to go bigger, I can go bigger. But I'm gonna leave all of these at default because the grain setting is based off of what film size and what film that I've used. I can change my black point. I mean, I can bring it down low to where it's completely black. I can bring it there. My midtones, they all kind of connect, but I can do certain things. I can bring my white point down. Actually, I can't because that's going up. So this is basically, these levels are basically like contrast almost. But I can create a license LUT for myself, right? Overlay parameters, we go wheels, and we can go grain curve, which these are basically just these right here. And these allow us to do other things, like for example, I could put more grain in the shadows. I can put more grain in the shadows, or the blacks I should say. Also put some more in the shadows. I could take it out of the highlights and that, but a lot of times I don't normally touch this, but I can. I think what would be interesting is to put a lot more grain in the whites and leave the shadows and stuff clean. That gives it a pretty cool look. kind of helps push my subject, which is my nephew, out of the background a little bit by way of grain. We can go in here, we can do some different color changes, just like our color corrector down here. We just basically have that here. I can literally do all my color grading in this single node, inside of this single plugin. But I like this style. I like this look right here. I think that's a pretty cool look. I might bring up the midtones a little bit to kind of and then I could just do secondary color correction after that if I wanted to bring out the skin tones. If I want to do that, like, there's the option on here to do that. Obviously it's Davinci Resolve, so it's obviously has a lot of things that you can do to also move the needle and make sure that this is working. Sorry, I had to check to make sure my microphone was on. But that's right there. That's something I like to look at right there. Now next we're going to go to, this is going to be using the film look creator. Like, if you type in film up here, you get film damage, you get film grade, you get a film look creator. This film look creator is the newest version, is the newest addition. These two have always been here. There's also things like halation and all that type of stuff where you can do things on specific nodes the way you want to do it. So we're going to add it to Davinci Resolve, to the node. Now we're going to go in here, it's set to default 65. I wonder if it's default 65 from the very beginning, because one is at the top, but at 2 we just got notified of the new 12 and 17K large format cameras. So I'm going to 35. We can do a color blend, everything here. So color overrides, I can come here and say, okay, input color space is going to be gamut. I'm going to choose Canon C-Log 2. The output color space I'm going to use within the timeline. And then output gamma, I'm going to go Rec 709 2.4. Is that even in here? It's not, so we're going to go Rec 709. There. Alright, so this is the color we have so far. Just use the Rec 709, and then I can choose the white point out space, which would be the aces, or I don't know what the F's and D's are, but those are interesting. I know D is daylight. I don't know what the F stands for. I'm guessing it's a preset for like a tungsten style look. Nope, because that's green. So this has got to be some type of film stock. So I'm gonna go up here and go to we'll go F4. That kind of gives us that same situation as before with the other clip. So now I can bring up exposure, bring it down if I need to. Highlights, just bring up like that's exactly what it is, highlights. If we want to fade the actual film, we can fade the film, which basically brings up the shadows. We want to white balance it. I can go colder to bring in more cold, or I can go higher to bring in more warmth. So I'm gonna bring it down to right here, just because I'm making it look okay, similar. I'm not trying to make it match the other one. I can also go with the white balance to change the white balance to what I want to do. Tint, don't really want to change tint. Skin bias. The thing about skin bias with his skin, I really don't know if I can tell the difference. Saturation. This is desaturating. Subtractive sat, I'm sorry. The richness. And then one of the cool things right here is the beach bypass. I can add beach bypass to my clip without actually having to do it. Normally I would have to go in, create a parallel node, desaturate one node, hit overlay, or turn it to an overlay, and then and then go into the saturation and keyframe, not even keyframe, but the keyer tab, which is right here. And then change, or sorry, I was already there. Keyer tab, and then change the key output. I don't have to do that with this. I can actually change my bleach bypass this way. There's so many other. This is what surprised me, is there's so many other things I can do. I don't know what this does, but we're gonna figure it out. There we go. It's almost like splitting. It's almost like it's splitting your highlights and shadows and stuff from each other. We have a vignette we can add. We can add, take away. If we add it to 100%, we can change the amount that's happening. That's very interesting. Halation, which it seems like all of these are actual things that were already in Davinci Resolve. They just put it into a single LUT situation where you don't have to you only have to do it in a single LUT, or not single LUT, sorry, a single node situation. You only have to do it in a single node. They all work together in unison to do this. I'm actually very happy about this. Then you go to bloom, it's enabled. You can do all that. The grain is by itself. So again, I can change this to 35. I can go to 16. I can go to 8. I can go to custom, but I'm gonna stick with 35. The size, obviously the amount of grain that we see. The size of it, we can zoom in, we can zoom out. I'm very okay with just the original 35 size right now. Image defocus, that's one that I'm not sure how I feel about. Because I don't necessarily understand it yet. There is something that has to be said about film. Film is a little bit softer normally than digital. So film is part of that look that you're used to. This controls the amount of flicker that you have. Now this one right here is pretty cool. Gate wave. You could add a gate wave to it. Then there's also this where you can create your own 35 Academy. It's the gate itself. 35 Vista Vision. Super 16 and Super 8. 2.4. Like, you could create these looks. And I think that if I change this up here, oh, it's all custom. So yeah, where is it? There's a spot where, oh yeah, if I choose, yep, all this stuff is enabled. That all changes when I change the stuff. That's pretty cool. But I can change the aspect ratio directly in here to work just in the color grade. And if I go 35, or if I wanted to, I could go super 16, or let's go 240 to 1, enable curve, take off the curve, and now it's letterboxed. A lot of this would be, in my opinion, used on a end all, because I can do this in post, or maybe just everything, nothing here is all the stuff that's added to this is added in post. So it feels like, or in post, not part, I'm sorry. All this stuff I feel should be added like on a timeline node and not a clip node. So this to me would be a finishing technique. I would match everything, because when I shoot films, I don't necessarily shoot on the same cameras. So like on my last film that I shot, we shot on an FX30 and a Canon C200. My next film that we will be shooting will be a Canon C70, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and a FX30. So that's the reason why I think this is like a after all, because then I can actually change this to Davinci wide gamut if I wanted to, and then I can do a simple we could do, instead of choosing this, we can do a gamma 2.4, right? And then we can use timeline and go rec 709, go F4. Obviously this is going to be the best way to do it, but I will undo all these and go back, because right now, because right now what we're doing is we're just going to go ahead and get this knocked out. I'm going to go ahead and disable this so we have the full look again. And then I'm going to go back in here and fix some of these other things that I now believe should be fixed. Let's go back down to let's go back up to bloom out, bring this down some. But yeah, there's a lot of the stuff that I really like. I wonder what this does. Hear me out. Enable disable effects which will not be represented in the LUT. So if I wanted to do that same look without all the extra stuff, I can do that. Now I don't like the way it looks after doing that. So there's so many things you can do to make it perfect the way that you want it to be. And I really do think that's the way to go. So this is going to be my final project, even though I pretty much did all that work just to show you all the extra things, but I made this the 3D LUT compatibility. So now I'm going to go back here and see if I can match it with this one. So we're going to bring the temp here to about right there. We're going to bring the saturation down a little bit. I want to bring the exposure down. Let's see what this one looks like. This one's a little bit more tan. So let's go, let's not do the tint. Let's do a little bit more the temperature. Let's bring the exposure up a little bit more. Let's go back here again. All right, what we'll do is we'll just split it. And, oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, cool, so that was my fault. Click here. There should be like a selected clip somewhere. Oh, come on. Up here, version, selected clips. Now we have it side by side. Now we can really match. You can really match it right now with this. So, let's see what else we can do. Alright, so let's go to here and color. Let's if I could get the overlay to open, I would be able to bring this down some more. But we'll see if we bring the lift down and we bring the gamma up. That's just too much contrast in my opinion, but the lift has to come all the way down here. That's too much mid-tone amount. Alright, let's redo that. Let's redo this. So there is a way for me to match this, but I would have to go back out of here. Let's click here real quick. Alright, deselect that, go here. Overlay parameters, wheels. Why is it not showing up here anymore? That's another question for why these aren't showing up. These overlay parameters should be showing up right here like before. So why are they not showing up? That's a good question. That's kind of unfortunate. The other clip, I should say, was not allowing me to change any of the stuff using the overlays, which gives me the wheels, which is kind of sad if you ask me, because that would actually, I think, give me a lot more control. But for some reason, let's just go, you know what, let's try this. Let's go out of the thing and go back, because this is a beta version. I wonder if there's something going on with the plugin, because it is a beta situation. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about each of these plugins. They're so similar. Each of the plugin and inside of the Davinci Resolve is so similar. Now we're at the point where film convert nitrate is kind of obsolete with Davinci Resolve users, because you don't have to pay for it anymore. Obviously, I'm going to keep mine because I paid for it. Will I be using film looks more than film nitrate? I don't know. We'll find out. It also just depends on it also just depends on the customer. If the customer has a specific film LUT they want to use and emulate, I think film nitrate kind of beats Davinci Resolve at that point. However, there are LUTs that are created by Davinci Resolve that are also film stock LUTs as well. So you kind of already get that look in there, but then you add film to it, the film creation look to it, where you could just add grain, you don't have to add anything else. I think that's also a great option as well. So I think Davinci Resolve film look creator is better, simply because it comes with the device and it works well with the device. There's no hiccups like the situation that I just had with the overlay of the color wheels. And yeah, I think Davinci Resolve is really starting to change. There are some other effects and some other stuff that I'm going to be looking into as I do a deep dive into Davinci Resolve, and then when I find things out, I will definitely bring you guys along with it. So thank you. Have a great day.